We went to the Southern Festival of Books in Nashville this weekend. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Let's talk about it. Okay, so at the beginning of the year, me and Megan said we need to plan a trip together, right? Because this year was going to make 6 years since we've seen each other. And that's absurd. That's absurd that we've gone that long not seeing each other in person. And so we started trying to plan a trip, and we decided we needed a bookish trip, obviously. And we had a bunch of possibilities, and then we narrowed them down to Nashville, Tennessee, where that giant viral McKay's bookstore is. And also in October, they have the Southern Festival of Books, which we didn't know what that was going to be like, if it was going to be worth it, but we decided to try it. And it was so, so good. Hi. So how the festival works is they have, in their giant Capitol Park in Nashville, they have a huge market area, and then they also have authors talking inside the library and the museum, and they also have authors signing books, right? And so we didn't know what it was going to be like, but we decided to go and find out. So, and it was so good. So the entire festival is free. First of all, it's one of the reasons why we chose this one, is you can check it out not having to pay for a ticket. And the whole market part is outside, which is most of the festival. They have different areas where people are playing music and stages. They have stages where people are performing because it's Nashville, obviously. And they have food trucks, and which, by the way, they had authentic German food, which Megan was very excited about. And then they have the market part, where you have artists that make bookish themed merchandise that they're selling. There was one booth where this guy made handmade leather books that were so beautiful, but they were all $100 and over, so we just looked at them. But those were really cool. There's bookmarks, earrings, tote bags, t-shirts, all bookish themed. And then there's over 100 booths of publishers and authors selling their books. So that was really cool. And then there's booths selling the vintage antique books from bookstores. And then they have the author signing tent. So we didn't know this before going, but they have it set up really well, where all of the authors sign under one tent. So they line all the tables up, and with the author names, and you get in line, and they line I think it's 10 authors up at a time, and then you can get your book signed. And they have a big board, those sandwich boards, with the schedule for Saturday and Sunday of authors signing. And it's every 30 minutes is a different set of authors. And next to that, they have the tent, which we believe is a Parnassus tent, Parnassus bookstore, where they are selling all the books from all the authors that are going to be signing. So that was what we were most excited about going, because we knew about the author book signings. And oh my gosh, it was incredible. Okay, so Saturday, we both had only one book that we wanted to get signed by an author, and it was at 10 a.m. My dog's moving the camera. And so we went on Saturday. My book's not here. Hold on. So, Saturday, we got there a little bit before 10 a.m. We looked at some of the booths. I bought these cute little ghost book earrings. And then we got in line for the book signings. We both had one book signing we wanted to go to. Megan wanted to get a book signed by Darcy Little Badger. Sadly, she was sick and had to cancel, so that was sad, but understandable. I got Kristen O'Donnell Tubb. This is this one. I have a review for this book. Cutest little middle grade book ever. And she was so this one. Got it signed. Delightful 1920s middle grade. She was so sweet to talk to about how books in the 1920s would need more of them, especially in middle grade. So that was really cool. And then as I got these signed, it started pouring rain. So we decided to leave and go to the McKay's bookstore next. So we did that. And then we came back on Sunday because Sunday is when they had scheduled like all the authors that we wanted to get books signed from. So let's go through them. So on Sunday we had I think it was at 11 a.m. was our first signings that we wanted to go to. And it was 3 of them at once. And which is why it's good they do the signings all in the same place. It was these ones. So Sarah Raish and Beth Revis were both there together because they have a different book that they wrote that came out this year that they were signing for. That's not a book that we care for. But we do like books that they've published separately in the past. So I got, again, I have a review for this one. I'm currently in the middle of this one. This was so cool to talk to her about because it's the only necromancy book that I really love. And then she told me some really cool things about how there's inspiration for Full Metal Alchemist in here. This is for their new book. Here it is. It's signed. Shoot. All the authors, everyone was just super sweet and fun to talk to. And then Sarah Raish. I love this book. Megan is absolutely obsessed with this series. So we both got these books signed by Raish. And Megan could not stop talking about how pretty she is because, oh my goodness, she's gorgeous in person. There we go. So that was really, really cool. Now, while we were standing in line, waiting to get our books signed, we realized we don't see a sign for Erica Ivy Rogers' book signing, even though she's supposed to be there. And another reader that was standing in line for these, she said, oh yeah, we were just told she's not coming because she was sick. And Megan, I bought this book new at the festival to get it signed because Megan loves this book so much. So that was really sad. But the author is so kind that she is sending out book plates to anyone that messages her and says, hey, I wanted to get your book signed but didn't. So Megan's already taken care of that. We will get book plates for these, which is super sweet. The next book set was the author I am most excited about. I have reviews for most of his books. My absolute favorite graphic novel author, illustrator, John Hendricks. Here's the picture. This was amazing. This. He's so, what a great person. So I got this one signed. This is his new one that I'm currently in the middle of reading. He does everything he does is nonfiction. This is about J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis being friends. It's so good. And look, he drew a little lion. He also had bookmarks. I wonder if I can find the bookmark. Oh, yeah. Bookmarks that go with them. And then he saw that I was holding a John Brown book to get signed. Okay. So this is a shorter graphic novel. Okay, storage was full, but I think I fixed it. So I was talking about John Brown and getting this book signed. So when I brought this book up with my other John Hendricks book, he was like, "That's a John Brown book. That's so cool." And he ended up telling me the reason why this is cool to see this is he doesn't see it a lot because it's out of print. They don't make this anymore. I got it on World of Books for like $3, by the way. World of Books, incredible place to buy used books. Anyways, and so he signed it, and we just. And then I told him, like, he was like, "Have you read The Faithful Spy?" And I said, "Yes." It made me cry. It's so good. By the way, read that book. And then at the end, he was like, I took a picture of him. And then at the end, he was like, "Wait, I gotta take a picture of this book, like, on his phone." And so he held the two books up and took a picture of it with me holding the books. Because he just thought it was so cool that I had read this book and then brought it for him to sign because he never sees this anymore. And this is like such a phenomenal book. It's about slavery in America. Very good thing to learn about. Definitely have your like teenagers read this book. It's really good. I thought he was so kind, and it was so cool. That was amazing. He's my favorite author that I met at this entire festival. So we got all those books signed, and then while I was standing in line in the John Hendricks line, I was talking to the lady next to me, a nice older gray-haired lady, and she was telling me, like, "Have you gotten to listen to the authors talk about different things?" So she was telling me about those because she was going to all of those. I did not, because in between signings we only had time to like go get food or go to the bathroom and then come back to the signings. So she was telling me about those. And she said there's this really cool bookmark vendor over here on the other side that I haven't made it to yet, of like the market part. I was like, "Oh, that sounds really cool." She's like, "Yeah, it's right over here next to the $5 book tent." The what? The what? And so after getting my book signed, I went back over to where Megan was waiting, and I told her about the signing, and then this lady I was talking to, what she told me, and it's like, "Oh yeah," and she said it was over here by the $5 book tent, and Megan went, "What? What?" And she jumped up from the bench she was sitting on, and we ran over there. And it was a book tent that was being run from a Tennessee local indie bookstore, and it was a lot of like adult books, a lot of nonfiction or adult fiction, but we did get a few books. Okay, the $5 book tent at the Southern Festival of Books. Megan picked up this really cool copy of White Fang neither one of us had ever seen before. So that was a really cool find. And then I just found Health Cookbook. This one has been on my list if I find it for cheap because it's like popular in the alternative health sphere. And then $5 for a graphic novel is an incredible price. So I got this one. This is really cool. Percy Jackson. So yeah, that's what we got from there. And then we were walking down, and I came across the Owl's Nest Publishing tent. They're a small publisher, and the lady who this is her, KB Howell. She started the publishing company. She published a bunch of her own books. So she's runs that, and she's an author. She was so cool to talk to, and Megan is so chatty and extroverted, and she has great people skills. So she just started talking to her, and this publishing company, they make like middle grade or young adult books that are actually appropriate for the ages they are written for, right? And that just sounded right in our wheelhouse. So me and Megan both got a book from her. This is a little short story book. I think, if I remember correctly, it's about a girl. She wakes up in a magical swamp called the Ebenezer. So I got this cute little short story book that looked really good. And then Megan got this book from her. It's a part of a trilogy that's like interconnected standalones. Looks really good. So we got those. And then I've seen this before. It was the Southern Festival of Books posted this cover along with a ton of other covers of authors who would be there. And so they had posted this when they were talking about like all the tents at the market that would be there. They used this to advertise Owl's Nest, and I just thought it was so gorgeous. And it's about like Russia, Scandinavian folklore stuff is the inspiration. It sounds so beautiful. It looks so beautiful. But I couldn't find any content reviews on it. But the author was at this tent, and so I was able to talk to her about it. And it sounds incredible. And then she also told me that she has this other book, The Arrow and the Crown. And this is Beauty and the Beast, but in medieval Germany. How cool does that sound? So that's on our reading list. And since the authors for both these books we picked up were there, they signed them. There's that one. And then she signed this book too. This is their little publishing logo. Yeah. So that was really cool. And that is my Southern Festival of Books haul, experience, review, all in one. Yeah, if you are in Nashville, in Tennessee area, it happens every year in October. And I highly recommend it. It was a really good time. Even if you aren't going to any of the author book sightings, just walking around the festival market part, it's a lot of fun. It was really good. And yeah, I'm really glad we went. And of course I was able to be there with Megan, which was the best part. Oh, yeah.